tried to reach the downed storm talon. Bog stunk beyond words. Several of us drowned in its stagnant pools. Scope of the Tyranid infestation still unknown. Last readings suggested Kadaku was near the threshold for exterminatus. If that be the case, I would not weep for this world. It has already claimed too much.
Captain Iden gave the order. And in my bones, I felt the fear. I know I'm not supposed to. Thought it had been drained out of me. I'd already committed dereliction before reason kicked in. Where was I even running to? I deserve the punishment coming my way.
Xenos monstrosities flanked us. That's when the deserters took off. May the Emperor deliver swift retribution to those that abandon their kin. We formed up and resisted as best we could. Pulled back by inches, retrieving weapons from the fallen. We will fight to the end. For Cadia. For the Emperor.
Omnissiah! Protect these machine spirits. Keep safe their holy mechanisms. But let their data be lost. The secrets we Adeptus Mechanicus coaxed from their caches. It is better we should never have known. Let what comes next be swift. I invoke the machine god. Let the Fabricator General know not what we have found.
To be Munitorum regulation compliant, we needed to relocate ordnance by 20 meters. 5-minute task. We heard Xenos were on world, but our sector was quiet. Wolseley went first. All I saw was shredded flesh flying and bloody gout spouting. I think it was a swarm of rippers. For some reason it reminded me of a bird's nest. He owed me 2015 credits. Xenos were busy unraveling Wolseley. Me and George ran the bombs towards shelter. Couldn't falter in our duty. Some of these filthy Xenos are invisible. That's what George said before one appeared in front of him. Once more mercy. His heart stopped before that vermin tore him up. Me and the bombs got to shelter. I hope we're Munitorum regulation compliant now.
Always loved the smell of Promethium. Smells like humanity. Smells of grit. It seethes with chemical reactions, waiting to yield power. In the green tube of energy, I see thrust and blast. Always have I loved the raw blood of industry.
Order came to abandon camp after one of those Xenos scouts destroyed our rhino. Sergeant relayed the order, took his chainsword, and walked out of the camp. A challenge of old it was. Why the thing obliged? Well, only the hive mind could answer that. We heard them fight for hours. Howls, screeches, war cries. Sergeant came back, missing an arm, covered in gore, dragging the thing's severed head. Ordered the camp abandoned, even though the Xenos scout was dead. Orders is orders, he said. Shit! Lots of rippers. I hear them all around.
Holy Lasgun, may the Emperor guide thy shots.
How many rounds do you have?
It is only enough if the Emperor wills it.
Foul Xenos invaded in wave upon wave of claws and mandibles. Sacred machines drip oil and wire, cogs and gears split. How wasteful to lay waste all that could bear the fruit of knowledge. What if Nozic's work is lost in the broken circuitry? I salvage what I can, but the mindless hordes, knowing nothing, are ravenously unsatiated. This war has done too much damage to our sacred machines. Too much knowledge has been lost.
Personal log, Cycle 42.
We leave this inhospitable hell soon, I'm told. I took a bet against Tessus, who believes our next post will be warmer. He is too optimistic. Believes in hope. I cannot fathom this. Personal log, cycle 43. I think our next post is the grave. But Tessus swears it will be a paradise world. Tropical, even. As if such worlds exist for the likes of Cadian soldiers. I will buy Amasek with my winnings and share with everyone. Except Tessus. Personal log, cycle 44. We heard the sounds of war. The screams of our kin cut short on Vox. Do you believe and hope now, Tessus? We will never get off this world. Personal log, cycle 46. I have not seen Tessus in 2 cycles. Nobody has. His last Vox was about the glory of angels. Either he has lost his mind or he is already dead. We are alone. No one is coming to save us. Throne. They are real. The angels are real. They throw glorious wrath and turn the tides as easily as I turn a page in a book. I shall never forget this day. Tessus was right. I hope he is alive. I want to hear his account of the Emperor's angels. Personal log, cycle 48. We are evacuating to Demirium. Colder than here by 17 degrees. If only Tessus were alive to pay up. We would be sharing a flask of Amasek and toasting to the angels. Ready to fight side by side and bet on our next posting. Instead, I have offered Oliver the wager. I bet our next posting will be warmer.
Report on the repair of the lantern on the roof of the residential block of the Parliament Segmentum 14K21B. Liturgy of the repose of the burnt capacitor. Sprinkling with oils and singing the canticle of benediction. The indulgence of the printed circuit board. And the sealing of purity. What's this? The machine god does not want this illumination. This is an out response. The machine spirit in this illuminator is troublesome. Anomaly in darkness noticed. Noted. Flagging for further probing.
Tech corridor hive segmentum 19K21B / senior tech priest 101010-S. Cycle overflow. Uplink self to network. Neural verification code 1010-S-81. Attention. Xenos element. Tyrannid classification. Claw damage recorded. Cannot feel lower extremities. Go to death. Uplink unsuccessful. Repeat attempt. Neural verification code 101010.
This is great. The core of the reactor. There is so much beauty in its instability. These machines only keep the world from enjoying their beauty.
Captain, permission to speak.
What plagues your mind, Corporal?
Captain, intelligence reports that the Tyranids are on their way.
Roll up units in key corridors. Let's get them closer.
But
Do it, Corporal. Do not question my authority. Their authority.
Worst week of sandstorm since I was assigned this posting. Lost 2 good pilots and a servo hauler. A tempest swallowed them whole. Part of this forsaken rock for good. The tech scratch their heads, wondering why they get no Auspex reads anywhere in the vicinity of the hauler's last location. They'll never find the pilots or the hauler. Because they're looking in the wrong place. I know where they are. And by the time anyone figures it out, I'll be gone too. It'll say lost in a sandstorm. But I'll be out there with a hauler. Free.
War has come to us. Our service is paramount to the Imperium's success. Neither sandstorm, sickness, nor the outbreak of war may interrupt our duties. No allowance will be made for injury. If you can breathe, report to the armory. Any reported violation of these terms will warrant immediate and severe discipline. Gunfire and active combat are anticipated challenges in our continued service. Eliminate the invaders. We toil and carry on, for it is our duty. War has come to us. Defend our Imperium.
Cannon maintenance report 1.002.81. She's holding her shape and her form. Real beauty, this one. Hope she gets to see action. Each day, I cleanse the sand from her joints, oil the gears. I honor the machine's spirit by doing me duty. I perform the daily rites so the weapon's spirit will be swift and wrathful.
They cried out my name, but I stayed hidden. My position, my rank, my life is worth more than theirs. I am of the Adeptus Administratum. I am of the Departamento Exacta. I pay for the war. I am instrumental. I pass on the tithes. I open the purse that keeps our defense guns charged. Oh, they told the cultists where I am hiding. Grace of the Golden Throne be with us all, children of the Emperor. May Saint Lankai usher you to safety. I offer my flesh and my spirit as a shield against these Xenos oppressors. May my body spare the lives of those who keep safe the astropathic relay. I shall buy time, my friends. I shall ne'er return. Remember this day as the sacrifice of...
Plasteel and mortar. This bridge is a fine example of what Imperial industry can achieve. The amount of supplies this bridge will transport will bring new life to this sector. It's an artery vital and flowing with Imperial goods, munitions, and supplies. Support beams tested to 10 times the municipal limits, exceeding Imperial quality limitations. I can say that this bridge will stand the test of time in any tectonic events. It'll outlive me by 10,000 years. Project Overseer, comments approved and recorded.
The hideous disciples of chaos chant and shriek in a barbaric tongue. Madness bubbles from their frothing mouths, and hideous cackling laughter. There are a few of us survivors, but we know old tunnels that the cultists cannot yet find. Eric will lead half the group through the reliquary. I will lead the others through the tomb vaults. We stay ahead of the Slavering One's men, whose minds fester with knowing devotion to a demon whose name I dare not speak. We are caught, and denied us the nepenthe of a swift death. Instead, they perform rites on us. One of us, they say. One of us will be host. I am the leader. This should be my curse, but Eric, he brims with the potential greater than my own. In the depths of despair, I change. I offer him over me. What have I done? Eric survived their Sorcerer's 14 preparations of flesh and void. He was a good lad, apprenticing in the ways of our reliquary. He brimmed with potential. His mind a flowing repository of all the knowledge he'd ever glimpsed. He howled in agony as the sorcerer carved profane designs into his naked flesh. I saw his flesh pulsate and roil as demonic entity yanked and twisted Eric's tendons to test their tensile limits. They filled the poor boy's mind with the poisoned epithets of their occult learnings. What have I done? He's looking at me. He's speaking.
Weep and wallow before the changer of ways, fleshling fool. I brim with knowledge ye shall never comprehend. Let me fill your withered pages with the agonies of eons.
Record. Declare evidence. Crates found in Sector 55 of the Upper Hive contain 12 volumes of dubiously heretical works. Also recovered. 14 Cantrail-type las rifles. 8 las pistols, various designs. The serial numbers are filed off. Heretical symbols are applied to the surface of the weapons. I am enclosing picts supporting the evidence. Evidence to be destroyed in accordance with invasion protocols. Traces of the cult indicate that it has long since taken root in the Hive. The mere thought that he has reached the highest levels turns my stomach. These officials, bureaucrats, and politicians are so mired in their intrigues that they warmed and nurtured the roots of heresy within their walls. Well, the fire of retribution is already consuming them. The punishment of the Emperor is inevitable. End of record. Frost runs across my skin from where the traces of the cult are leading me. The astropathic tower is right in front of me, and the sounds of battle follow on my heels. As if everything is converging on this place. I suspected that this hive world was rotten, but it seems that it has been decaying for far longer than I imagined. The evil of ancient legends has taken root here. A foul sorcerer whose name alone is a curse. May the Emperor be with me. I will go to the end. Breaching the tower of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica was far too easy. As if none are aware of the war raging beyond their walls. I interrogated several attendants, all of whom denied knowledge of the Thousand Suns or any cultist activities within these walls. Obviously, all potentially heretical topics were outright denied or refuted. I have requested to see the choirs of astropaths relaying their psychic missives across the galaxy. Waiting for my guide, I noticed far too many lingering glances. Eyes looking away as I turned to meet their gaze. I am being watched. I know what my instincts tell me. Despite my lack of proof, despite their dismissals, the Thousand Suns have infiltrated this facility.
Demarium is the final resting place for heroes from across the eons, who served the Imperium with all of their being. Those venerated heroes interred on this tomb world battled for the Emperor in profligate storied campaigns. The patron of this hallowed repository is Saint Lankai. The relics that are housed within this most holy of the Ecclesiarchy's chapels are purified daily to ensure the undefiled sanctity of the interred paragons. None may disturb these honored remains. Their duty is done, and they now rest in the Emperor's peace. If one wishes to venerate these remains, permission must be sought from the Adeptus Ministorum representative.
My vox has been severed. I'm alone. If I'm dead when you find this, the planet is overrun by servants of the archenemy. I've withstood attacks and held my position. I held the line until the end. My name is...
Tech Priest acknowledged. Glory to the Omnisire.
Machine skidded. Transfer all data relating to project designation Aurora to this servo skull.
The request has been submitted for authorization. Anticipated response period 1,446 hours, 19 minutes.
Override authorization request. Protocol knowledge preservation. Attack in progress. Data preservation is a necessity.
Requested information is classified. Familiar level authorization required. Override attempt has been recorded for disciplinary action.
Over
crashed here around 4,000 years ago. What caused the Imperium to discover its resting place only recently? I ask this out of curiosity for knowledge and the preservation of intent. I am unable to locate any prior records or mission logs surrounding the ship. Until I can divine more from the latent machine spirit's trace memories, I will learn no more. The evidence of Xenos glyphs makes the mystery feel more foreboding. So, I shall probe further.
Hums with whispers. Thought from Onyx says I. Chosen me too, you say? Yes, thought from Onyx his secrets into my mind too. What's it say? What's it want us do? Don't mind if I do. Thought from Onyx. We are strong too now, as you command. Thought from Onyx. We can only be strong one. All goes by plan. All.
Megos Ekaterina Malvolos, analog backup log 8.6.C21P. Deciphering process for data metaset of unknown origin equals 0.1 millionth % complete. There is simply not enough time to pass this many geobytes. The teams are under assault, and we have only begun our exploration. May the Omnissiah guide me to something of essential value. Megos Ekaterina Malvolos, analog backup log 8.6.C73J. It is better to do something rather than be awestruck by the enormity of this find. How I wish I was permitted to see the site where this dataset was discovered. The environmental context would have proved useful. Noticed an anomaly within the unknown data metaset. Nearly all code is unfamiliar, except a simple subroutine of a very old lingua technica that was deprecated ages ago. Focusing my efforts here, it is at least familiar. Megos Ekaterina Malvolos, analog backup log 8.6.C42V. Node of the deprecated lingua technica came alive when initiated. Whatever machine spirits lurk within, I pray they are of the Omnissiah's devising. Still, I feel the pull to execute the ancient code. By the machine god. The code transmits but a single word. Perhaps it is a prompt, a command. What is the intention behind this singular blinking text? It taunts me in my sleep. What does it mean? The word is awakening. Megos Ekaterina Malvolos, analog backup log 8.7.A66Q. I have found an encoded set of coordinates hidden between the lines of code. I feel the Omnissiah's will guiding me now. The animus of curiosity pulls me toward a tomb adjacent to the retrieval site. I have been selected by the machine god to decipher this riddle. Awakening will have context before the archenemy assault overtakes me. Megos Ekaterina Malvolos, analog backup log 8.7.A099. No other sign of life or Xenos presence detected. Not even a servitor or servo skull. How odd. The tomb has been undisturbed for more than 60,000 years. Short my circuits. That is long. Upon further parsing, I cannot unequivocally say what awakening means, but in the desolate space where the coordinates led me, there is nothing but an ancient sarcophagus whose name is long faded from view. Even a precursory scan of Demirium's interred found nothing but numbers and false names. Megos Ekaterina Malvolos, analog backup log 8.7.A18R. I found an uplink, concealed by dust and residue along the sarcophagus's base. The connection took seconds, but it passed as hours. The signal I received was that infernal word repeated over and over and over. Awakening, awakening, awakening. This was a waste of time. I shall perish, having added no new knowledge to the repository. Magos Ekaterina Mulverlos Analog Backup Log 9.9.I99I. Omnissiah, what have I done? The sarcophagus cracked and a metallic imago hatched. Centipede-like, it skittered up the walls. I tried to seal it in the tomb enclosure, but I dare not go back to see if I was successful. It sparked in me a quaking terror. Whatever purpose the machine god needs such an entity for, I pray to never learn. I must keep new bells awoke. I hear the skittering machine ding, but when I look, I am not followed. No other footprints in the dust but my own still. I am being chased. Hunted. What have I awoken? I recorded the sound. See? Where is it? Messiah. I do not want to look up.
stench of those foul creatures follows us even here.
Indeed. It rises above even the Promethean fumes. For the Emperor!